ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਜੈਸ ਟਿਊਟਰ ਚੈਨਲ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਲਾਸ 8 ਦੇ ਬੋਰਡ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮ ਦਾ ਸਾਇੰਸ ਦੇ ਪੇਪਰ ਦੇ ਵੈਰੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆਨਸਰ। ਸੋ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਚੈਨਲ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹ ਜਲਦੀ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੈਸ ਟਿਊਟਰ ਇੱਕ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਅਜਿਹਾ ਚੈਨਲ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 8th ਦੇ ਬੋਰਡ ਦੇ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮ ਦੀ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਲਾਈਵ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਕਰਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਵੀਡੀਓਜ਼ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਕਰਾ ਰਿਹਾ। ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੋਰਡ ਦੇ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮ ਦੀ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਹਰ ਰੋਜ਼ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਨੂੰ 7 ਤੋਂ 8 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਲਾਈਵ ਵੀ ਕਰਵਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜਲਦੀ ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਕਰੋ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਤੇ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਨੂੰ ਕਰੋ ਲਾਈਕ। ਸੋ ਚਲੋ ਜੀ ਫਿਰ ਕਰੀਏ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ। ਸਾਇੰਸ ਫਸਟ ਨੰਬਰ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ, ਟੂ ਮੇਕ ਦਾ ਫੂਡ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਇਨ ਦਾ ਲਾਰਜ ਪਾਪੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਟ ਮੇਜਰ ਸ਼ੁੱਡ ਬੀ ਟੇਕਨ, ਦੈਟ ਇਜ਼ ਆਲ ਆਫ ਅਬਵ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਫੂਡ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ, proper management, proper distribution. Next question ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ, in which season rabi crops are sown? Winter. Paddy crop is classified as kharif crop. Which out of following is not considered as agriculture practice? Transportation. Next question है जी अपने कोल, Asha's uncle is leveling the field before sowing the seeds. He is using one of the main tool for the purpose. What is the name of that agriculture tool? Answer is hoy. Process of separating grains from chaff is called. Answer is threshing. Next है अपने को, the purpose of turning and loosening of soil is called ploughing. Next है जी, Gurmeet found his father removing some unwanted plants from the main crop. What are these unwanted plants called? Weeds. Which statement is wrong regarding chemical fertilizer? Next है जी अपने को, 2,4-D is a type of weedicide. What is importance of irrigation? So answer is all of above. सारे पॉइंट देख लो ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਵੀ irrigation ਦੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਸ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ। helps in germination of seeds, ਕਈ ਵਾਰੇ ਛੋਟਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਕਈ ਵਾਰੇ 1 ਮਾਰਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜਾਂ 2 ਮਾਰਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ। transportation of mineral salts to protect the crop from frost and hot air current. ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਹੀ ਕਰਾ ਰਿਹਾ, ਇਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਸਮਝੋ ਵੀ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਵੀ 17 ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ 20 ਨੰਬਰ ਤੇ ਆ ਗਏ ਆਪਾਂ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰਵਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਬਸ। ਸੋ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ, which are rich in particular nutrient fertilizer. What are the various method of maintain the fertility of the soil? Answer is using fertilizer. Next है जी अपने को, yeast is used in the production of alcohol. The following is an antibiotic. इन्हां चारां दे विचों antibiotic किहड़ा है? Answer is streptomycin. Next अपने को, the bread of idli dough rises because of growth of yeast cells. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is called fermentation. Next है जी अपने को, today पहली science teacher brings an instrument in the class. He tells student that it helps us to see magnified and clear view of microorganisms. Paheli wants to know the name of this instrument. Help her to choose the correct option. Answer is microscope. Next है अपने को, packed milk does not get spoiled for longer time. Why? Answer है being pasteurized. Next है अपने को, which of the following is used as antibiotic medicine? Streptomycin. Next है अपने को, the process of converting sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. Next है which of the following cause the rust of wheat? Fungi. Next है अपने को, Santosh watches on advertisement on television in which is advised to get children vaccinated with 2 drops of life. ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ? 2 drops of life, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ 1 to 5 years ਵਾਲ ਨੂੰ old children ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ, that is ਪੋਲੀਓ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਨੈਕਸਟ ਹੈ, which of the following is not a communicable disease? Malaria. Next ਮੈਚਿੰਗ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ, bacteria that is causing cholera, rhizobium fixing nitrogen, lactobacillus setting curd, yeast baking bread, a protozoan causing malaria, a virus causing AIDS. Next filling the blanks है जी अपने कोल, microorganism can be seen with the help of microscope. Blue-green algae fix dash directly from air to enhance fertility. Nitrogen. Alcohol is produced with the help of yeast. Chlorella is caused by bacteria. Next है अपने को, the same kind of plants grown and cultivated on a large scale at a place is called crop. The first step before growing crops is dash of the soil preparation. Damaged seed would dash on top of water float. For growing a crop, sufficient sunlight and dash from the soil are essential. Water and nutrients. Next अपने को मैचिंग है जी, खरीफ crops paddy and maize. Rabi crops किहड़ियां होंदियां? wheat, gram and tea, chemical fertilizer, urea and superphosphate, organic manure केड़ा है, animal excreta, cow dung urine and plant waste, that is a organic manure. Next है जी अपने को a place where animals are protected in their natural habitat is called wildlife sanctuary. Species found only in a particular area is known as endemic species. Migratory birds fly to faraway places because of dash changes climate. Next है जी अपने को Anchal and Suman visited to Harike Pattan lake along with their teacher and there they saw crane like birds. Anchal asked her teacher about bird. What would the teacher have told about bird to them? That is a migratory birds. Next है जी अपने को Rajinder went to Delhi in the June vacation to visit zoo. In zoo he saw national animal tiger. His teacher told him that tiger is an endangered species. Rajinder asked his teacher about the book where record of such endangered species kept. So that is a in red data book. Next है जी अपने को Aman was going to his uncle home through a forest. He saw that some persons were cutting trees. He suggested them not to cut the trees so that क्यों उन्हें suggest ਕੀਤਾ कि ਦਰਖਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਕੱਟੋ. That is the all of above. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ to prevent soil erosion, to save living places of organism, to maintain balance of oxygen. Next है जी अपने को Sanctuary is a place where wild animals are protected. Migratory birds fly to faraway places because of changes climatic. Next है जी अपने को a science teacher told the importance of recycling of paper in morning assembly. What are the benefit of recycling of paper? Answer is the all of above. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ By this we decrease deforestation. By this we conserve water and energy. And by this we can reuse the used paper. Write the difference between zoo and wildlife sanctuary. Protection for animal is available. Answer is the in sanctuary animal live in a natural environment, but in zoo animals live in an artificial environment. What is included in an ecosystem? That is all of above. ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸਾਰੇ black deer and white eyed deer, golden cat and duck with pink head, python and rhinoceros. So indicate whether the following statement are true or false. First अपने को unicellular organism have one celled body, true. Muscle cells are branched, false. The basic living unit of an organism is an organ, false. Amoeba has irregular shape, true. Next है जी अपने को Sanjeev saw an onion peel under the microscope. He observed a wall-like structure. What is the name of the following structure? That is the plant cell. Ram saw the interior layer of cheek cell under the microscope. How will he represent the inner central circular part of cell? That is a nucleus. Naveen and Praveen both were playing in the garden. They observed that the leaves of the all plants were green. What is the reason of green color of leaves in plants? That is a chlorophyll. Next, what do we call the thread-like structure in the nucleus of cell? Chromosome. Next, what name would be given to egg yellow part? Egg the yellow part ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ yolk. What would you call the diagram given below? ਇਹ diagram ਕਿਸ ਨੂੰ represent ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ? That is the nerve cell. Which of the following is not a part of animal cell? That is a chloroplast. Next है अपने को what is the function of nerve cell? That is to transmit and receiving electrochemical messages. Who discovered the cell? That is a Robert Hooke. Give two example of multicellular organism. That is a human and fox. Three main part of cell. That is a all of above. Nucleus, plasma, membrane, cytoplasm, cell wall, nucleus, cytoplasm, Golgi bodies, ribosomes. All of these part of cell. Next है अपने को give the basic difference between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. That is option is C. Nuclear membrane present in eukaryotes and absent in prokaryotes. Next is in which part of the cell is the chromosomes found? That is the nucleus. Next, chloroplast or chlorophyll is found in which type of cell? Plant cell. Next is what is included in the term protoplasm? That is the nucleus and cytoplasm. Next, the jelly-like fluid substance present in cell is called cytoplasm. Next is a true false. Each sperm is single cell, true. External fertilization takes place in frog, true. Amoeba reproduce by budding, false. Fertilization is necessary even in asexual reproduction, false. Binary fission is a method of asexual reproduction, true. A zygote is formed as a result of fertilization. True. A embryo is made up of a single cell. False. Next is name the structure formed after fertilization, that is a zygote. Next, eggs are formed in the ovary. Next, how many modes of reproduction are there in animals? 2. A sperm consists of dash part 3. Next is cloning is a mode of asexual reproduction. What is the full form of IVF? In vitro fertilization. Next is which of the following shows budding? Yeast. Next is अपने को filling the blanks. Synthetic fibers are also called dash and dash fiber, that is artificial and man-made fiber. Synthetic fibers are synthesized from raw materials called, that is petrochemicals. Like synthetic fibers, plastic is also polymer. Next है जी अपने को then again filling the blanks. Fossil fuels dash and dash, that is the coal, petroleum and natural gas. Process of separation of different constituents from petroleum is called refining. Least polluting fuel for vehicle is CNG. Next is true false. Fossil fuels can be made in the laboratory. False. CNG is more polluting fuel than petrol, that is a false. Coke is almost pure form of carbon. True. Coal tar is a mixture of various substances. True. Kerosene is not a fossil fuel. False. Next is a true false. Sound cannot travel in vacuum. True. The number of oscillation per second of vibrating object is called its time period. False. If the amplitude of vibration is large, sound is feeble. False. For human ears, the audible range is 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz is true. The lower the frequency of vibration, the higher is the pitch. False. Unwanted or unpleasant sound is termed as music. False. Noise pollution may cause partial hearing impairment. True. Next is filling the blanks. First is time taken by an object to complete one oscillation is called time period. Loudness is determined by the amplitude. The unit of frequency is hertz. Unwanted sound is called noise. Shrillness of a sound is determined by the dash of vibration is a frequency. Next is filling the blanks. Most liquids that conduct electricity are solution of acid, bases and salts. The passage of an electric current through a solution causes dash effect chemical. If you pass current through copper sulfate solution, copper gets deposited on the plate connected to the dash terminal of the battery, that is a negative. The process of depositing a layer of any desired metal and another material by means of electricity is called electroplating. Next is which of the following cannot be changed easily by friction, that is a copper rod. When a glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk cloth, the rod becomes positively charged while the cloth has a negative charge. So next is true false. Like charges attract each other. False. A charged glass rod attracts a charged plastic straw. True. Lightning conductor cannot protect a building from lightning. False. Earthquake can be predicted in advance. False. Next is which of the following is not a member of the solar system, that is a consultation. Next is which of the following is not a plant of the sun, that is a Sirius. Next, phases of moon occur because we can see only that part of the moon which reflect light towards us. Next is filling the blanks. The planet which is farthest from the sun is Neptune. The plant which appears reddish in color is Mars. A group of stars which appear to form a pattern in the sky is known as a constellation. A celestial body that revolves around the planet is known as a satellite. Shooting stars are actually not stars. Asteroids are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Next is true false. Polestar is a member of the solar system. False. Mercury is the smallest planet of the solar system. True. Uranus is the farthest planet in the solar system. False. Incent is the artificial satellite. True. There are 9 planets in the solar system. False. Constellation Orion can be seen only with the telescope, that is a false. Next is the filling the blanks. Phosphorus is a very dash non-metal reactive. Metals are dash conductor of heat and good and electricity. Iron is a dash reactive than copper. More metals react with acids to produce dash gas hydrogen. Next is a true false. Generally non-metal react with acid. False. Sodium is a very reactive metal. True. Coal can be drawn into wires. false. Next is a matching gold with the jewelry, iron, machinery, aluminium, wrapping, food, carbon, it is a fuel, copper, electric wire, mercury, thermometer. Next is name the metal which is used in thermometer and it is liquid state at room temperature, that is a mercury. Non-metal is phosphorus. The blue color of copper sulfate solution changes to blue to green. Which of the following can be beaten into sheets? Iron. Next is nature of aluminium foil. Aluminium is metal. Next is name the non-metal, that is a graphite. Next is name the least reactive metal out of the following. Platinum. What is the nature of oxide of non-metal? Acidic. Which of the following is not a ductile element? That is a sulfur. Next is name the non-metal element whose isotope is good conductor of electricity. That is a carbon. Next is out of the following which is safer to store sodium and potassium? Kerosene oil. Next is which of the following non-metal can be safely kept in water? Phosphorus. What is the nature of sulfur dioxide gas? Acidic. Name the non-metal whose violet colored solution is used as an antiseptic, that is iodine. Next is burning of wood and coal causes dash of air pollution. A liquid fuel used in homes is kerosene. Fuel must be heated to its ignition temperature before it starts burning. Fire produced by oil cannot be controlled by water. Name the color of flame with which it will burn. Gold. Why is LPG used as domestic fuel mixed with the strong smelling volatile liquid like merceptin? Answer is for detection of gas leakage. Next is matching. Hottest part blue, moderately hot yellow, least hot black. Next is when methane burns in air, what are the products formed? That is a CO2 plus 2H2O plus heat. Next is which of the following is not a combustible substance? That is a glass. Next is force is a push or pull which helps in changing of an object. Answer is all. That is a position, direction and shape also. Second, a force acting per unit area is called pressure. Next is what will be the speed of the object if it is at rest? That is a 0v. Next is why a ball rolling on the floor stops after some time? That is a due to friction. Next is filling the blanks. Friction opposes the dash between and surface in contact with each other. That is the motion. Friction depends on the dash of surface nature. Friction produces heat. Next is why is it difficult to walk on a smooth and wet floor? That is due to very less friction. Next is dash is used to reduce the friction in moving parts of the machines as oil or grease. Next is friction is useful for us how? All of the above is the answer. That is it helps us in walking, to apply brakes and to run machines and motors. Next is 4 students were asked to arrange the forces due to static friction, rolling friction and sliding friction in decreasing order. That is a static, sliding and rolling. It is difficult to walk on ice because of less frictional force. Soles of our shoes wear out because of friction. Next is the size of the pupil becomes dash when you see in dim light, that is a large. Night birds have dash cones than rods in their eyes, less. Next is a lengthy question. Explain how you can take care of your eyes. Visit an eye specialist regularly. Avoid reading in dim light and very bright light. Avoid direct exposure of sunlight to the eye. Clean your eyes with cold water quickly. Do not rub your eyes. Maintain a distance of at least 25 cm between the book and your eyes while. Next question is explain why sportsmen use shoes with spikes. Sportsmen use shoes with spikes because these shoes give them a better grip while running. This is because the force of friction between the shoes and the ground increases with the help of spikes. Next is state the law of reflection. First point is the angle of reflection is always equal to the angle of incidence, and second is the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. Next question is give 2 examples each of situations in which you push or pull to change the state of motion of object. That is when we push or pull a box, then its state of motion changes. And second is when we push or pull a bicycle, its state of motion changes. Next is give 2 examples of situation in which applied force causes a change in the shape of an object. That is First point is squeezing of a plastic bottle changes the shape of the bottle. Second is deformation of clay by pressing it between the hands. And third is making a chapati from a ball of dough. Next question is a blacksmith hammers a hot piece of iron while making tool. How does the force due to hammering affect the piece of iron? The answer is the shape of the hot piece of iron changes. It flattens and becomes thinner than earlier. This is the effect of force due to hammering the piece of iron. Next question is a rocket has been fired upward to launch a satellite in its orbits. Name the two forces. First is upward force applied by the rocket engine and second is downward gravitational force applied by the earth. Next question is compare LPG and wood as fuels. In LPG leaves no residue after burning. It can be easily stored and transported. It burns easily. It has low ignition temperature. It is almost pollution free. Wood leaves a lot of ash on burning. It can be easily stored or transported comparatively with difficulty. It has high ignition temperature. It causes a lot of pollution. LPG is a better domestic fuel than wood. Answer is because LPG neither produce pollution nor leave residue on burning as compared to wood. LPG has much higher calorific value than wood. Next is which zone of a flame does a goldsmith use for melting gold and silver and why? That is, a goldsmith uses the outermost part zone of the flame to melt gold and silver. This is because the outermost zone of the flame undergoes complete combustion and is the hottest part of the flame. Next is write difference between metals and non-metals. So metals are generally malleable and ductile. Metals are good conductor of heat. Metals are good conductor of electricity. Metals are generally hard. Metals look shiny. Metals are generally sonorous. Metals react with acids to liberate hydrogen gas. Oxide of metals are generally basic. Metals can donate electrons. Metals can form positive ion. Next is non-metal. Non-metal are non-malleable and non-ductile. Non-metals are bad conductor of heat. Non-metal are bad conductor of electricity. Non-metal are generally soft or hard. Non-metal look dull. Non-metal are non-sonorous. Non-metal generally do not react with acids. Oxides of non-metals are generally acidic. Non-metals can gain electrons and non-metals can form negative ions. Next is, can you store pickle in an aluminium utensils? So answer is, as lemon pickles contain acid, so it cannot be stored in metallic vessels as acids readily react with the metals to produce hydrogen gas. Next is, give reason. Reason देना तुसी. Immersion rod for heating liquids are made up of metallic substances. So answer is because metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Next question is, give reason. Aluminium foils are used to wrap food items. Answer is because aluminium metal is malleable, therefore it can be beaten into thin foils. Also a layer of aluminium oxide and aluminium foil make it in non-reactive with food. Next is, explain why plastic containers are flavored for storing food. Answer is, main advantage of using plastic for storing food are plastic has lightweight, good strength, easy to handle, and plastic is non-reactive. Next is, explain the difference between thermoplastic and thermostatic plastic. Thermoplastic can be bent easily. Thermoplastic can be softened easily by heating. It can be reshaped. And thermostatic plastic cannot be bent easily. Thermostatic plastic cannot be softened by heating. It cannot be reshaped once molded. Next question is, avoid plastic as far as possible. Comment on this advice. Answer is, this is because plastic are non-biodegradable. The waste created by plastic is not environment friendly, which on burning release poisonous gases. Plastics may take years to degrade and keep on peeling up and hence are an environmental hazard for the living community. Next is, what are the advantages of using CNG and LPG? First is, they can be burned directly. They can be transported easily through pipelines. They are clean fuels and do not give smoke when burnt. They give a lot of heat energy when burnt. Next question is, a pendulum oscillates 40 times in 4 seconds. Find its time period and frequency. सब तो पहला सी लिखना देखो number of oscillation in 4 second is equal to 40. Number of oscillation in 1 second 40 ਨੂੰ 4 ਨਾਲ डिवाइड कर देना, कटिंग करके आंसर आ जाएगा 10. Therefore frequency of pendulum f is equal to 10,000. Now time period is equal to 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon 10. एक छड़ के पॉइंट लगावांगे, आंसर आ जाएगा साढ़े को 0.1 सेकंड. नेक्स्ट इज लिस्ट द सोर्सेज ऑफ नॉइज पोल्यूशन इन योर सराउंडिंग. नॉइज पोल्यूशन सोर्सेज आर बस एंड कार हॉर्न्स, फायर क्रैकर एंड लाउड स्पीकर्स, हाई वॉल्यूम इन टेलीविजन एंड डीजे एक्सेट्रा, sound of kitchens appliance, sirens from factories. Next is, does pure water conduct electricity? If not, what can we do make it conducting? So answer is no, pure water does not conduct electricity. This is because pure water do not have any free ion. Pure water can conduct electricity when a pinch of common salt is added to it, as salt solution is conducting in nature. Next question is, prepare a list of objects around you that are electroplated. First point is taps of water connection, parts of bicycle, body of cars, motorcycle and tractors, handles of the doors. Next question is, suggest 3 measures to protect ourselves from lighting. Do not use TV or cable phone during lighting. Stay indoor or under covered area. Don't talk about during lighting. Next question is, name the largest planet of the solar system. That is the Jupiter. What is constellation? Name any 2 constellation. The stars forming a group that has a recognizable shape is called constellation, Major and Orion. Next is, describe the threat to the beauty of the Taj Mahal. The major threat to the Taj Mahal is the acid rain. Acid rain corrodes the marble of Taj Mahal and makes it yellowish. This is a matter of great concern that world famous monument like Taj Mahal may get damaged due to the pollutants emitted by factories around it. Next is, describe the greenhouse effect in your own words. Gases like carbon dioxide and methane trap sun's radiation reflected from Earth's surface. This causes warming of atmosphere. This effect is called greenhouse effect. Which of the following is not a greenhouse gas? That is a nitrogen. Next is, explain circumstances leading to acid rain. How does acid rain affect us? Gases like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide react with water vapor present in atmosphere to form sulfuric acid and nitric acid. These acids come down with rainwater, making the rain acidic. This is known as acid rain. Acid rain corrodes the marbles of the monuments. It also kills the useful organism in agriculture soil. Next is, give 2 examples of each kharif crop and rabi crop. Kharif crop is paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, cotton, etc. And rabi crop wheat, gram, pea, mustard, etc. Next is, explain how fertilizer are different from manure. The answer is, a fertilizer is an inorganic salt and manure is a natural substances obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung, human waste and plant residues. And second is, a fertilizer is prepared in factories and manure can be prepared in the field. Third is, a fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil and manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. Fourth point is, fertilizer are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, and manure is a relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Next is, what is irrigation? Describe 2 methods. The supply of water to crops at different intervals is called irrigation. The 2 methods of irrigation which conserve water are follow. First is sprinkler system. Under this method, the perpendicular pipe having rotating nozzle on top are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. When water is allowed to the flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles. It gets sprinkled on the crop as it is raining. Second is drip system. In this system, the water falls drop by drop just at position of the roots. It is the best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens and trees. Water is not wasted at all. It is a boon in regions where availability of water is poor. Next is, can microorganisms be seen with the naked eye? No, we cannot see with them with naked eye. They can be seen with the help of a microscope. Next is, what are the major group of microorganisms? Answer is bacteria, fungi, protozoa, some algae. Next is write a short paragraph. The harms caused by microorganisms. First is they cause many communicable diseases like cholera, common cold, tuberculosis, etc. Second is malaria is caused by microorganism called Plasmodium. Third is several plants diseases are caused by bacteria and fungi. Fourth is food poisoning caused by microorganism. And last point is they are responsible for spoiling of food. Next is difference between zoo and wildlife sanctuary. Zoos are the places where some animals are protected in artificial habitats for public view, and wildlife sanctuaries are used to protect and conserve wildlife in their natural habitats. Next is what will happen then we go on cutting trees. Answer is first point, ecological balance is disturbed. Earth will lose top fertile layer and will be converted into desert. Floods and droughts will become more frequent. Many animals lost their shelters. And last is there will be a scarcity of things like fruits, paper which we get from forest. Next question is what is Red Data Book? Red Data Book is a record book and source book of all the endangered animal and plants. What do you understand by the term migration? Periodical movement of species of bird from their native place to other places due to changes in climate is called migration. The purpose of migration is for breeding and to enjoy long summer days. Next is explain how deforestation leads to reduced rainfall. Plants are the main agent to maintain the water cycle in the environment, so cutting of trees reduces the rainfall of that area. If plants will not absorb water from soil, they will not evaporate in the environment to form clouds. If clouds will not be formed, then no rainfall take place. In this way, deforestation reduces rainfall. Next is why should paper be saved? Prepare a list of ways by which you can save paper. The answer is the wood pulps and the bark of trees are used in manufacturing of paper. If paper is not saved, it causes cutting more and more trees. So we should save paper to protect our trees. Ways to save paper. So first point is paper should be recycled. We should not throw paper here and there. Waste paper should be collected and sent for recycling. Next is difference between plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell is a shape is rectangle and animal cell a shape is oval. Next is vacuole is large in size. In animal cell vacuoles are small in size. In plant cell wall is present and animal cell wall is absent. Plant cell chloroplast is present and animal cell chloroplast is absent. In plant cell centrosome is absent and animal cell centrosome is present. Next is state the difference between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Prokaryotes is most prokaryotes are unicellular, nucleus is absent, absence of a nuclear membrane, and eukaryotes, most eukaryotes are multicellular, nucleus is present and presence of a nuclear membrane. Next question is cells are the basic structural unit of living organism. Explain the basic function of life like respiration, assimilation and all major metabolic activities are carried inside the cell. So cell is known as structural and functional unit of living organism. Next is give two difference between a zygote and a fetus. Zygote is a singular cellular. The fusion of male gametes with female gametes give rise to a new cell called zygote. And third point is all the body parts of a baby cannot be identified. And fetus is multicellular. Fetus is formed by many divisions of zygote. All the body part of a baby can be identified. Next is difference between internal fertilization and external fertilization. Internal fertilization, the fertilization which take place inside the female body is called internal fertilization. Second number is less number of eggs are produced. And third is for example human, cow, dogs, etc. External fertilization, the fertilization which take place outside the female body is called external fertilization. Large number of eggs are produced and for example fish and frog.